Hey everyone, it's Dustin with TWPD. We're going to be fixing a Google Pixel 3 today. I'm very excited about fixing this phone. We got our whole workshop set up, and we also got the camera equipment. It's really been pain in the butt for me here, but I'm very excited. Hopefully we'll get this fixed here in about 20-30 minutes, and can't wait to see what's inside. So we're going to need to start with the Iflex tool. I just use a regular $25 heat gun, and we're going to warm it up here. Just throughout the entire back. What I like to do is get it hot to the touch. And you can use some gloves or like a rag or something to actually touch it if it gets too hot. And we're going to go ahead and just fast forward through this. But expect to warm it up for about 30 seconds. So it's fairly hot to the touch right now. We're going to use our Iflex tool, not a razor like some other YouTubers use. This is not going to slice any cables if you're nice and careful with it. Don't go in too deep. Just enough to get in there to slice the adhesive. And then we'll see where we go from here. Sometimes you'll skin across those power buttons. So if the phone turns on, again, you just turn it off. If the phone turns on and you can't turn it off, that's okay. As long as you're not excessively warming up the phone, you should be fine. So what we're going to do is carefully pop this up like that. We're just going to warm it up and just move our fingers along. Now this is why gloves are a little bit better to do this, so you don't burn yourself. And a rag's kind of harder to do that with. So this cable might be connected, so warm this up a little bit. And what am I going to do here is carefully move this up, and we're going to see underneath here if we need to disconnect any cables. Okay, so there is a cable here, and it's off to over here, so we're going to move it up like this. Now I got this pretty warm here because I didn't want to damage any cables, but that's okay because I'm not blasting the battery anymore. Okay, so here's our connected cable, and it looks like we need to remove a gazillion screws, but we're going to start off with this one here. It's just a regular Phillips. So this is a wow stick. You can buy it on Mentor's website, MENGTOR, if you want to speed up your processes. I'm just going to set my screws over here. Same with this mat. You can buy it on their website too. Okay, it looks like we got one more other screw that's just chilling here. Some tweezers here. Move that off, and let's disconnect this cable here. All right, so that cable's disconnected. All right, we just had a phone call real quick. By the way, if you guys live in Utah and find this repair too complicated, which I feel like it's going to be for the average person, then you can always give us a call. Check us out on our Instagram page as well at tech_MD. Go to our website, tech-md.com, and schedule an appointment with us to get your phone fixed. We fix pretty much every phone out there, and anytime a new phone comes out, I feel like it's going to be complicated, I make a YouTube video of it, such as this one. So right now I'm just organizing my screws on the mat based on what or how I'm pulling them out. That way, if they're organized in such a way where they need to be put back in the same way, which some of these screws are different sizes, I mean, I'd recommend organizing them. And there is a lot of them. So I got a couple more up here. I'm just unscrewing every screw we run across. I'm not exactly sure what screws we need to unscrew, but we're going to do it. I'd say this is a fairly big job. Just moving the screws over a little bit to keep more organized. So you see my screw organization here. Okay, now we gotta unclip all these clips here. So this whole thing wants to come up. Just being careful not to damage anything. Got some leftover residue here of adhesive. Oh my gosh, there's another screw. Looks like it was just above this one, so we'll just put it there. There we go. Move this whole thing over to the right here. Now we're really digging in. This piece came out, which belongs to right there. So I think I'm going to go ahead and just clean up some of this adhesive. So you could dig it out or try to roll it out here. Don't slip into the motherboard. It's kind of an annoying design here. This frame. Another little connector fell off the board. And that one belongs over towards... Okay. Let's pop out this speaker here. If it wants to pop out. Just be careful not to scrape the motherboard if you're going to use these kind of tools. It's really in there good. Okay, it looks like it's glued in there really good. That's what's going on. So our cable comes up and over the frame right here, and same with this cable here. So that's the first LCD connector. You really have to move everything out of here. Oh, this is going to be fun. A little over-engineered phone here and not made easy for screen replacement, for sure. Careful removing this. This would be better with some plastic tools if you're not careful enough. I'd recommend some plastic tools. Okay, so this is this phone repair is a lot more advanced than I expected. I would not recommend this for the average amateur. This is going to be on the level of professional. And I probably will not be teaching my techs how to do this kind of repair. But we'll see. Looks like there's some plastic holding down these cables. Okay, so we actually got the display disconnected. We got a motherboard screw here. Wow, that cable's ridiculously made. There's like no room for it to go anywhere. Yeah, this is by far the poorest phone I've ever seen designed. This is nuts. So many connectors. All right. Let's see if we got a SIM card in here somewhere. Okay, so the SIM card is down here. Should use a SIM card tool to pop that out. But I don't even think we need to, thinking about it. So, because we just need to move this motherboard out of the way. Okay. We need a better screwdriver for that. Here's my standoff remover. Just barely got this drill, so it's pretty interesting. So we're going to put out the standoffs off to the far right here. Remagnetize that just in case we need it in the future. Okay, let's see if the board comes up fine. Well, we got this problem here too. So I'm going to pop this off. I think this is just telling them that someone's opened it. There's something connected right here, I think. There we go. Yeah, there was something connected. So I'm just going one by one here, checking all the connections. This is going to be a fun puzzle to put back together. That's for sure. Jeez. Another standoff up there. This is worse than the iPhone. That is not a normal screw. Well, let's see if it's loose already. So motherboards are fairly delicate, so I'm going to use a plastic tool to pop this all out. Okay, that was not a screw. It's just part of the board. There's one more cable here. Jeez. You gotta be careful of that cable. This is nuts. You should come look at this. There's so many connected cables in this mess. Yeah. Oh my gosh, indeed. Look, I missed another cable. I'll show you how many connections there are. Okay, so we got this connection, this connection, this connection, this connection, this. All to the motherboard. That is obscene.
Is that the most you've seen?
That's definitely the most I've ever seen.
Really?
Yes.
Wonder why they did that. What's the point of doing that?
Make it as complicated as possible. And then you also have to disconnect the antenna cables because you got to remove the motherboard out so you can heat up the screen and pop the screen out.
Oh my gosh.
Well, I see why other companies are charging so much. This is mastermind level work here.
That's insane.
Well, reminds me of what HTC does. I wonder if this is an HTC phone. The first Google Pixel was HTC.
Yeah.
The second one is LG. So I'm not sure what this one is. complicated indeed. So let's not warm up the display too much, and we're going to just pop that out. Hopefully this is not overcomplicated. Wow, that is nuts. They could have made that way easier. Like the LG on the front, all you have to do is pop off the screen and connect it. I have a feeling that not very many technicians can do this kind of work.
Really?
We'll see.
So good, it's okay, easier.
Yeah. It's so easy. I can do it in 10 minutes.
Really?
Yep. How long have I been at this one?
Definitely more than 10 minutes, because I've answered like 4 emails.
I got lots of work to go do today. This is definitely unexpected. I would not want this screen not to work. That would be devastating. Although I have not came across a bad Pixel 2 screen yet. I would hate to do that on this. The screen is ridiculously thin. People who are thinking about doing glass repair, no. It would make life much easier. You don't have to pull the whole thing apart, but good luck with that. This thing is paper thin. So what I'm doing here is I'm just cutting the cables down below. And wow, that is super thin. You wonder why it broke so easy. Got another layer here.
Gonna need a screen protector.
Yes.
That's gonna be my next job.
I might have one somewhere. I'd have to look. Wow, look at these cables. They're like running right across where it's like, please break me. Don't stab in too deep here. Holy moly. Holy moly. This phone is just beyond ridiculous. Cable goes here, this cable goes there. Looks pretty straightforward here. There's some adhesive right along here, or some kind of soft foam. That's sticky. That is some kind of soft foam. This is all sticky here. We gotta remove all this adhesive and put new one on. If it wants to remove. That is weird. Sorry, I have to get closer to my eyes, folks. Well, most of the adhesive is gone off it, that's why. It's just some leftover residue. You know, I was all excited about fixing this phone, now I'm not. I wonder if there's even a YouTube video up on this phone yet.
Good question. Have you looked?
No, I have not looked. Usually, Zach from Jerry Rig Everything, he tears down a lot of stuff. Usually day one, but I'm not sure if I remember seeing him tear down the 3 or not.
So he just buys the phones and then tears them down?
Yeah, and he what's the word? He tests them to see if they're durable or not by scratching them, burning them, bending them. He does some drop tests too, so it's interesting. Channel. My channel is different than most. So a lot of channels will just fast forward through a lot of stuff, and I like to do as much unedited and raw into the type of content. So like right now it's filming and this is going to be on YouTube. Like I've had conversations with customers all the time on film.
Yeah.
Makes it a little bit more different.
Definitely.
Sometimes you have to talk to yourself. Good old YouTube. Making content is not easy. So this adhesive is extremely thin. I'm just going to take a look at here and see what they've provided me for stickiness. So all this is very sticky. But the bottoms are not. So I think I usually put tape directly on, but I think I'm gonna have better chances of, because that is really a dark frame, so I think I'm gonna have a better chances of actually putting adhesive on the screen itself. I'm just trying to get alignment here. All right, so I like to use black Tessa tape or just the black adhesive. It usually sticks the best. There we go. This glass is so black. And it's not very bright in here too, so.
Mm-hmm.
I won't be very long.
No, you're totally fine.
Wonder if my head's getting too much in the way. I hope not. Sometimes it does in videos. It's really annoying. Where I get out of frame, that people are like, gotta fix the phone in the frame. I'm like, I'm sorry. It's a problem with not having a cameraman. It would be a lot easier if I did this in store instead of at customer's house. Mm-hmm. But, you know, since we don't have any more stores, it's kind of hard to do that. That's why
it's unique too.
Yeah, well, that's another reason why I stopped doing a lot of video content. I used to do tons and tons, but I ran into the problem of mobile repair. Mm-hmm. Let's see here. It'd be so nice if this just came with adhesive. So that way I just unstick it and go. This is extremely hard to work around. Let's see if I can stick that under. Nope, I cannot. I want to get as much adhesive on the screen as possible so it sticks. Mm-hmm. Is that emails coming in for you? This is popular.
I wish I wasn't.
I wish this wasn't so dark here. Jeez.
I know. This kitchen is one of my biggest complaints.
Almost done. Hey, your dog?
Yes.
What's he being grumpy
He has
about?
attitude problems.
Mm-hmm.
He knows he's in trouble because he's the reason I broke my phone.
Mm-hmm.
I tripped over him. Yeah, my phone went.
Oh, that I don't hear very often, people tripping over their dog.
Oh, he does it on purpose, I'm starting to think. I think he might have it out for us.
That then.
Yeah. Well, and you did it while I was outside, so it fell flat, glass first, on the concrete ground. Just wanted to make it difficult, huh?
Okay, now that we got the adhesive finally done, I'm moving the camera, darn it. Let's see here. There we go. Now we're gonna have to unpeel it. Oh yeah, I'm good with the light now. Okay. Thank you. I'm sure your hand's dying by now. I'm hoping to have this finished in about 20 minutes. This is taking a lot longer than I expected. Lesson learned, I want to buy some adhesive for this. I thought I did, but I don't know where it is. So a lot of times on the Google Pixels, you have to transfer the ear speaker. So let's see the old screen. Okay, it looks like there's just an invisible mesh that we should transfer over. And there is Christian. He's my video editor. He just texted me. He helps me edit the videos. I upload it to my Google Drive, and then he edits all of this stuff for me. So if you ever need any video editors because you're too busy, like me, he's a great option. He's young, but he's really good. Make sure it clicks in there. Well, sometimes these are going to be destroyed, and if you don't have one, it's what it is, but it just gets more dust inside. So just be aware of that. All right, now we're going to grab our phone here, and here goes the big insert here. You know, I'm going to just go over it one more time, make sure there's no broken glass. You rather cut your fingers than break your expensive project. It feels good to me. There's another mesh down below. I just realized that. Where's my... Wait, one more mesh. Just gonna warm that up. Because it has the dual speakers. Okay. This phone wants to be a pain in the butt in every kind of way. I'm just bending and flexing the cables a little bit so that way they go in there nice and curved. What I'm going to do here is remove the plastic temporarily so I can check alignment. So alignment is everything and key to importance to not breaking your screen. Using 4K video capture on my Galaxy Note 9, 60 frames a second, and it only lets me film 5 minutes at a time. And boy oh boy, it's sure annoying to keep on restarting the video every few 5 minutes here. Okay, so now we're just moving our cable alignment around. That way our clips are ready to go in. This is fun. Okay, so all the cables are moved out of the way that can be moved away except for that one. That one does not want to move. And then we got to clip it all in with the motherboard here, which is one thing I'm not looking forward towards. And I apologize if my head gets in the way here. I'm just going to lay down the board. And I'm going to easily clip it in. Huh! My fingers are kind of in the way. What I'm doing here is just eyeing out the alignment and then pressing it in. This is harder to do because normally I just put it close to my face and look at it. But since I can't because I'm trying to get this on film, it's a little bit harder. I have to see further away. We got to get it out of the speaker's way. So we got to bend this upward and rotate this a little bit. There we go. The little metal clips does help you with alignment at least. Just push on it lightly. So we're gonna, looks like this weaves around in here, and then down below. We're gonna move this black cable out of our path. And then move this cable up and over onto the clasp. There we go. Next is the black cable. Okay. Well, hopefully, I don't think they can be twisted like that. See if we can untwist it. There we go. Untwist it out of the way. Let's try to start putting the motherboard down. Oh my goodness. This is a ridiculously challenging procedure here because we got to get these cables under, with the motherboard under all these cables. And this is the tightest cable right here. And we also have to organize the antennas in a way that go around the battery here. You do not want to go over. Come on, baby. Get down. Go down. Okay, we got them down. Just slide the board in. Hopefully. Let's move all of our cables out of the way. Again. If you miss one cable, you have to redo all this, so don't miss a cable. Not sure how this cable goes, I don't remember. Okay, it goes over that. It's a weird way though. We need to pull this up. One more cable under this thing that is not wanting to come up. Come on. The whole thing came up, of course. Oh, this is a very annoying cable. This whole board is not wanting to sit down. That's what I'm struggling with right now. Even though I put some pressure to move it over this direction, it's not. So what I'm assuming I'm going to have to do is this board tucks underneath. Careful when using metal tools. You can always use plastic. There we go. It slides under this here. Woo! Okay, and then this whole thing moves up a little bit more, so I'm pushing it up, pushing it up. There we go. So what we're going to do is clip it all in. Oh my gosh, finally. Hopefully I'm not missing any more cables. Okay, that is your fingerprint reader. Ooh. All right, now let's see if we can get all these cables plugged in. As Zach would say, like a little Lego. Oh boy. This does not feel connected. And I don't think it is. Let me try again. I'm going to do is pull this up a little bit more. I'm going to tuck it in underneath the board and clip down. Still not doing it. Okay, so before I do that, I'm going to screw down this standoff. Okay, that standoff is done. Let's do the other one there. I do believe it belongs here. It could be wrong. Yep, okay, I had to take a break for a second. Holy moly, this phone is something else. So we're going to try to get this cable connected here that is under the motherboard, or under this frame. Let's see how it looks. Doesn't give us much room. Maybe this is one of those cables that you want to connect before putting down the board. This is ridiculous. Oh, finally. It's connected. Down the LCD cable. Oh, you know what? I totally forgot to put the plastic in there. And once again, I apologize if anything gets off camera. I'm trying my best to keep it in frame. So I'm just looking at the phone at different angles, trying to get these cables in. And once again, you're not going to be able to see every single detail of what I'm doing. So when I'm trying to click these in, the motherboard feels pretty spongy, which is interesting. Like it's not all the way sitting flush. I'm pretty sure there's a battery connector, so we're going to put that in last. Yeah, it goes straight to the battery. So I'm going to connect the two front cameras. It's funny, you get two front cameras, but you only get one rear one. It's an unusual phone. Okay. Let's get the ear speaker or loudspeaker back in. Now that we got all the cables clipped here, we can go ahead and just clip this in. Battery connector. All right, I think the other standoff, as I remember, here is right up here. Let me see if I can remagnetize this stone off to be stronger. Magnetized. Does not want to pick up these screws. No, that is not where it belongs either. I don't think. Nope. Okay, standout screw, where are you? We're gonna leave that alone for a minute. Okay, so top right corner. That's obviously not the right screw. So much for organization. That might be, but then I'll have to put the other plate down. That doesn't feel like it either. So I didn't do very well in my organization skills here, which really sucks because that makes me play the guessing game here. So what we're going to do is process of elimination. And we got to get all these crazy looking clips back into place too. That's the last one to go in. This piece goes down here. Well, this is like a good old jigsaw puzzle. Except for I don't do enough of them anymore. So it makes it life fun. Okay. Let's get all these screws into play here. That's interesting. Pretty sure that one was the one over there. Nope. Nope, that definitely doesn't belong there. So it was belonged down here. We're getting there. but I am a little confused on what screw is what at this moment. It is a very frustrating repair. I'm very unsure of where these screws go. So that one really needs a tiny screw. Let me try this one here. Not that tiny. I have to say is extremely key to keep these organized. There we go. Just different threaded screw here. Nope. Gonna be lots of trial and error on this. I think this phone is going to be best with the diagram. Nope. This is ridiculous. Nope. Nope. Okay, so the only thing I can think of is this is where standoff has to go. If that's the case, then I need to remove. All of this. I'm thinking it goes like this. And the standoff. And this. Hallelujah. There we go. About time. Okay, now we can put the tiny screw in. Oh, gotta love all these non-magnetized screws. So this is upside down. It needs to be contacting that side rim there. That's why I'm rotating it around. Every one of these screws are different threads. And they just make it an extra challenge here. Got 1, 2 screw holes left. We got 1, 2, 3, 4 left. Okay, so this super long project has gone beyond. It's definitely the longest phone I've ever worked on. This is worse than the Nexus 6 or the HTC M8. By far the most challenging phone yet, in my opinion. Fun. So we've learned here that screw organization, even with this mat, was not enough. We really need to be very detailed about our screw organization on this particular device. If you don't, then you're not going to have a good time. You're going to struggle. And so next time I do this phone, I am going to even more detail the screw, so that way I'm not guessing which holes it goes into, because that can make your life a nightmare like it was for me, and that's why it took me even longer to put this phone together, trying to get all the screws in the right holes. So right now I'm just putting down adhesive tape. It's pretty much what you'd have to do if you had to replace the back glass. So yeah, unless you're a professional technician, I would not, at the end of all this, not attempt it at all. I've been doing electronic repair for over 15 years, and this is fun and challenging for sure. The ultimate jigsaw puzzle. So right now we're just trying to nicely connect this connector here. We gotta shove this underneath that connector and the wireless charger. Good old complicated design here. Come on. Just moving this connector up a little bit so I can get underneath it. We did it, but now this got disconnected. Of course. Oh, at least we got a clear path now. Alright, let's reconnect this. It's a good thing I took my Quatilla today. I take some nootropics that help the focus of the brain. Highly recommend it. Okay. We finally got those connectors on. Oh boy. Finally got this over-engineered nightmare of a phone connected here. Properly lining up, something is pushing it up, of course. What's this piece right? Oh, that came out. Or that just got stuck. Try a different screw. Okay, now that we got that screw in, we can seal it, hopefully. Yes. Yes, 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 yes. And is the nightmare done? Let's find out if it works. Okay, this stupid phone, I had to plug it into the charger to get it up and running again. What's your Here, you type your passcode in. I just want to show them it's working. So, looks good, it's running good. And we'll be able to test everything. We know the charger works. So we're going to call my company line and see if that works. Here, answer my phone.
Okay.
Okay, I can hear. And you're just going to make sure you can hear me the entire time. Press 1. Testing 1 2 1 2.
I can hear you.
Keep on holding. Keep on holding.
Yep.
Testing 1 2. Testing 1 2.
Yep. Yep.
Perfect. Okay, and so all the sensors seem to be working. Let's see here. Our internet is on Wi-Fi right now. We got LTE. I just turned off the Wi-Fi. Everything seems to be working to spec. Okay, I would call this a good working phone. Finally, we got a nice perfect seal, and that was a nightmare. Do not do this phone unless you're crazy. Wow, this is a fun one. I definitely overperformed and undercharged on this one. Anyways, this was like the longest video I've ever done. Nightmare, avoid this. But this has been Dustin with TechMD. I'm still alive. I can't believe it. But thanks for watching. More videos coming in the future.